Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD daily analysis to come up with trade ideas for the day. So, without wasting much time, let's jump to Forex Factory. As always. So today is a Tuesday. We have somewhat red folder news, but more on the medium impact in terms of the effect, which is the JOLTS job openings. So this will be at 3 p.m. UK time. So I think other than that, there's not much else that will happen. So it means around 3 p.m. that's when we can expect a bit of volatility on the pairs. Okay. So let's recap yesterday. Okay, something's changed. All right. So when we look at our daily swing, our daily swing range is this one. Right, it's clear that it is bullish, but our internal, as we've been saying, is bearish. So yesterday we were looking at this POI on the daily, and price was reacting from this supply area. Price was reacting from that supply area. And we are still kind of expecting price to push down to mitigate this, either before it starts targeting the this internal high, or at least to have a deeper mitigation of this daily supply. So on the 4-hour, we'd say that the 4-hour is bullish. Okay, and this is the swing range for the 4-hour, and price right now is stuck between this supply and this demand. So when we looked at the 1-hour, I had mentioned that this 1-hour demand was not the strongest. This one was better, right? But because the context is that the 1-hour has switched bearish, okay, we had bearish breaks of structure here. So these were low probability, okay, and as you can see, they've all been broken. Now price did give a reaction once it mitigated the 1-hour. Once it mitigated the daily demand, okay, as well as the 4-hour that is nested, and then it gave us a reaction. And because of the break of structure here, this gives us our new range, which is from there to there. And the only unmitigated supply is this one, which is the decisional, which led to that break. So let me mark this out. Okay. However, we know that we have resting liquidity above, so we have those relatively equal highs resting here. So at some point, those highs need to be taken, right? Now this could be the switch from bearish and then we're gonna go on and take this liquidity, all right, and then switch to bullish. But as it stands, the trend on the 1 hour, at least the internal trend, right, is bearish, and this is our strong high, this is our weak low. So looking at today's analysis, we are still, so this could be the higher low that has been formed. Okay, as we can see, we kind of broke this high, okay, although it was just a weak break, and then we've just had a shallow retracement. Now it's possible that we could now continue, all right, to have a deeper mitigation of this supply, and maybe eventually to eliminate it. So on the daily, we could say it's possible that the retracement or the pullback has come to an end, and now we can be looking possibly to continue bullish to target the weak daily high. Okay, but the internal, as it stands, it's still bearish, although we can confidently say it's getting weaker because we've had 1, 2, 3 mitigations, and I'm expecting that with the fourth one to be a deeper mitigation and possibly to eliminate the supply. So we look at the 4 hour. So on our 4 hour, our internal is bullish, and this is the swing range we're in. Our internal is bullish, and that's the swing range we're in. And prices reacted to both the supply, okay, and the demand, and now price is in the middle. Now here we've left relatively equal highs, right? Relatively equal highs. So this is resting liquidity that is likely going to be taken, okay, and price will continue bullish to at least mitigate this 4 hour supply if it is to continue bearish, right? So if it is to continue bearish, then this would be the last level of supply where price needs to react and then continue the bearish internal trend, both on the 4 hour and on the daily. However, as it stands, the internal of the internal, because this is sub, so the internal of the internal is bullish at the moment, okay, is bullish, and we've mitigated this extreme demand, and it's likely that we could continue bullish from this point onwards, given that we have this liquidity to target up there. So looking at the 1 hour, on the 1 hour, price did not mitigate the extreme, demand for the 1 hour. However, we have mitigated the 4 hour, okay, mitigated the 4 hour, and we've had a reaction. This is the decisional. There's no lead, there's no any inducement. Yeah, on the leg up, we do not have a really strong, okay, this could be a strong high that was taken. Here is a strong high as well that was taken. So we are waiting for this to be taken as well, all right, for us to start looking for shorts. However, price could then just continue to take out this liquidity that's resting up there with those relatively equal highs. So in summary, we look at the daily. In summary, we've mitigated this daily demand, though it's a fractal. It's as a result of a fractal structure break, but it is a daily demand. Okay. And we're expecting deeper mitigation of this supply area and possibly failure of that supply area, anticipating that this could be the higher low that has now been formed. On the 4-hour, the current trend is bullish, so our sub internal, okay, is bullish, and demand areas are still being respected and none have been violated. So that means it is high probability to be focusing on longs. It's high probability to be focusing on longs, at least until maybe we eliminate this supply and mitigate this one, where it's possible that price could then reverse. But right now, because price is stuck in the middle, there is no clear bias. Okay, there's no clear bias. In general, we are bullish, but right now price is in the middle of nowhere, so there's no clear POI to take trades from. There's no clear POI to take trades from. So we're gonna look at the 1 hour again. And price could react from here. Okay, price could react from there and continue lower, but it's not very clear. Right, it's not very clear at the moment. We have resting liquidity up here, which could easily be taken at any point. So 4-hour is bullish. Our 1 hour internal is bearish. Okay. So it would be better to maybe wait for longs from this area. Okay, to wait for longs from this area where we'll be expecting realignment with the higher time frames. Okay, so that will be the trade idea for the day. Okay, that'll be the trade idea for the day. So other than that, I think this is all I had to do today. This is the analysis for the day. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. If you're finding value with this material, please hit subscribe and hit the like button. Otherwise, Working Trader out. Have a good day.